Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a little surprise for you today. The family went out of town, so now I have the opportunity to work on the mini arsenal, which I've got KTM Crf50 mini adventure that I've been working on forever. Strongly suggest do not buy anything older than like a 2004 or 5 because this is a 99 and it comes with a Franco Marini engine that is no fun to screw around with. So I'm half tempted to get it running and just get rid of it because it has been such a pain in the ass to find parts for that. I've had to order everything from Europe. It takes like 4 weeks to get anything for it. It's ridiculous. And then it's a gamble if you even get a part that fits. We got this 2014 Crf50, the ultimate learner bike, and if you notice, one of them doesn't have number plates. So that's what we're going to do today. Also, I might ask, if you are watching this and you know my children, please do not show this to them because these are both birthday presents and I've got over a month left until their birthday. So number plate kit that I got, I designed the backgrounds myself. I think those will work pretty good. I think they'll work pretty good with the color scheme and the stock graphics. I didn't want to do too much, so these are like 40 bucks on eBay. You're able to personalize, and actually, no, I take that back. Rocky Mountain MC. They give you a $7 discount to put that and the Bridgestone logo on them. So you can just design the numbers and the backgrounds and personalize. They even came with this one little mini plate that we'll probably put on little man's bike. Pedal bike, that is. So anyways, let's go ahead and pop these number plates off and we will get those heat gunned on. You may have saw it in the time lapse. This thing came off as a full unit. Typically seats will just pop off just the seat section, and I thought there was maybe two 10mm bolts. Well, there was, but they were hooked to the frame. So those two 10mm bolts, and then there's the gas tank Phillips heads, and then just these little push pins right on the inside of the shrouds, one on each side of the gas tank in the front, and then the whole thing just slides right off. Super simple. It's a little bit dirty. Overall, this thing's so clean. It's maybe got 5 hours on it. It was a pretty good steal. So I'm going to clean this up. It's not going to take much. We'll clean the inside of this up. Since the wife's not here, I'll take this inside to the sink and we'll wash this with some nice dish detergent in a nice warm sink. And then hit this and the number plate with some parts cleaner. Let that evaporate. And then we can put the stickers on with a heat gun. All right, so we're back. We got them all nice and clean. These things are pretty much brand new. And there wasn't even any kind of plastics on them before, and they're still in perfect condition. A couple little scuffs probably just from Uncle Eddie's jeans rubbing against it, because most of these little CRFs, if you get them, you should have saw the size of the kid that I bought it from. He was 14, and he and his mom met me out there to buy it, but he was gargantuous, way too big to be riding this bike. So anyways, go ahead and heat up this Honda emblem, try to peel that off, and then we'll move on and start putting on the number plates. So whenever you put on number plates or any kind of graphics, you want to start as evenly as you can by matching it up. What I typically do is I'll match it up on the number plate, see where, because they're not always cut perfectly, and you don't want them all the way out to the edge, otherwise the sticky stuff on the edge will catch dust and start building up, and then it'll start peeling away the edge of the graphics and they won't last quite as long. So basically you want to bring them in maybe one to 2 millimeters from the edge and just match up the cut all the way around. See how well they're cut and try to equalize the distance of the cut on both sides just to center the plate. This seems pretty good height wise. So what I do is I'm going to start here and peel it in halfway and push straight up the middle, and then work the air bubbles out that way and lay this side down, and then pull the rest of the wax paper off the back, and then do the same thing going this way, and then heat it up from the middle out and try to press out any kind of imperfections. And it takes practice, believe me, I'm not perfect at it either. So you get air bubbles, you have two options. You can either peel it off, or you can use an applicator. I've never really had much success with spraying it with an applicator, because then I end up getting like moisture bubbles underneath it. So this is the way I do it. Most of my bikes look good. So we'll go ahead and start. So I got that one on pretty good. I think if you see in the time lapse, I mean, it's literally like half a centimeter off, but the edges are good. Nothing's sticking over. And now I'm just going to take some heat to it and try to stretch out the vinyl. So you want to keep it. By the way, this is a Chicago. I got it Harbor Freight. It's a $15 tool. Heat from the middle and press your way out. If you have a little extra over here versus over here, you can heat this side and try to push it that way, because as you heat up the adhesive, it does become a little bit manipulatable. You can manipulate it. But anyways, that's how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to try to push it this way a little bit, because it is a little bit off. So all right, so they cut this one with a little slit there, obviously because of the ergonomics of this freaking number plate, which if you've ever put numbers on, I had a 2016 Crf50 that I put a kit on, and it was an absolute nightmare. And this one didn't turn out much better than that one. There is a little crease right here where these two apparently, I mean, I get that you're supposed to stretch it over this, but this little lump is an absolute beast to get these straight on. And that's all little dude's getting. So you can make out the number from a distance. It doesn't seem that bad, but it is what it is. It's on there. There's not many air bubbles on it either. So good. Now on to the easy one. I did the hard one first. So this one shouldn't be too much, but knock on wood so I don't jinx myself. With these two, I did start from the front, lined it up on this V angle, and then made sure that it was lined up on the top. Across that, there's a little uptick right here. So these will be pretty close. So it'll go something like that, and then I'll just lay it all down that way. So that one pressed out pretty good. I got a couple little air bubbles right here where I finished up, but overall there was a little bit of a stretch there over the number. I ended up having to line the top up and then get this to line up right there. Actually, I got a little spot I got to heat to seal up the adhesive. But I lined it up and heated the top so that it was stuck and it was straight across here. And then this cuts out, and then there's a little cutout right there. And you just want these lines to mirror each other, so when you put it on the bike it looks like factory, right? So you line the top up, and then as long as you got this in spec and you're not too far off here, because this is where rider legs are and this will peel first right here. So set that back just a little bit so it doesn't peel as easy. And then I pushed out from here along this lip, this little hump right here. It went straight across that. And when I got back here, I started heating. And when you heat vinyl, it molds, it allows it to stretch a little bit. And you can stretch this bubble over. And then you start pushing across. The biggest thing to be careful of is not to get any in this black, because as soon as the sun or light hits that black, you can see all the bubbles in it, which there's no bubbles in this one. So we were able to get past the number, and then you just work the wrinkles evenly out across the edges. And you saw there at the end I had like a line full of wrinkles right here where I finished. If you heat those up and just softly press them out, then they sit flat. I mean, I got a couple little bubbles. If I was a perfectionist, which with these I'm not, I mean, I guess I'll show you one way to fix it. Take a razor blade and just slide it underneath the edge, lift it up just slightly, and then push out the air bubble again. And ideally it'll pop out, but that one's seems a little unruly. Might be a dust fragment or something in there. Overall though, they sat really well, and I think they'll look good on the little guy's bike. So we got all the number plates and adhesive on. They've been ran over by a heat gun. So let's go ahead, take these number plates and get them back on the bike. We got the shrouds installed. Everything's nice and cleaned off the bike. Anytime you take the bike apart, anytime you take any bike apart, any shrouds off, your seat off, your airbox open, use that as an opportunity to clean out your airbox, clean out your shrouds, clean the bottom of your seat, and then get rid of any aluminum wear. So if your bike is an aluminum subframe, it'll be sitting, the plastic will be sitting against that, and it'll just start to wear. So use that as an opportunity to do a deep clean, keep your bike in good shape. So let's go ahead and get these installed. There we have it, guys. Little man's ready to go ride. Hope he likes it. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Watch my other videos. Working on a CR250 right now. So that'll be the next upload that we do.